Hi, my name is George Richie, and I'm the founder and CEO of CrowdPlsr. CrowdPlsr provides a free app that empowers people to make anything happen by enabling them to collect money for or request any event. I got the idea from an events and promotions company that I founded when I was in college. I would rent out a 20,000 square foot space, contract with regional performers, and organize events that attained attendance levels of 1,000 people per event. Every time I sat down to plan an event, I had to guess on a demand for whichever performer or event that I was considering. On a few occasions, I shelled out tons of cash to an event that turned out to be less attractive than I initially anticipated. And on top of that, at each event, tons of attendees would come up to me to tell me about performers who they wanted to see, but they hadn't been able to because those performers had never performed at a venue close enough or convenient enough for those people to attend. And so this made me realize that the business model in the concert and event industry is inefficient and prompted me to start CrowdPlsr to try and rectify this inefficiency. Before we got the LaunchBox grant, one of the challenges that we faced was not having enough funds in our budget to conduct an extensive investor roadshow as we attempt to raise $500,000 to $1 million in venture funding to further commercialize our technology. And so the grant funds have enabled us to reach investors who were previously unreachable due to proximity and extend our reach beyond Pennsylvania and the surrounding areas to the entire United States. At this point, we have several investors who are interested in investing in CrowdPlsr, including various venture capital firms and angel investors, and at this point we expect the deal to close very soon. Since receiving the grant, we've taken advantage of two of the major resources available through the LaunchBox program, including consulting with the various members of the Penn State Brain Trust, such as those at the Farrell Center in University Park, and tapping into the enormous Penn State network for various connections and other resources. The LaunchBox program has been a phenomenal resource for my company, and I strongly recommend it to other entrepreneurs. One piece of advice that I'd give to other entrepreneurs who are just starting out is to make sure not to underestimate the importance of networking, especially when it comes to fundraising. On top of that, make sure to take everybody's advice with a grain of salt, regardless of whether it's negative or positive.